Okay, so today I'm going to talk about how to get started if you're interested in getting risk experiences as an undergraduate. The first question will be to set up your goals. So the goals can be listed as three different categories. The first one is about the technical skills. This is pretty obvious because you want to learn some skills, for example, program skills, the hardware skills, data analytics, so on and so forth. That's very obvious. That's the main goal of your IU experiences. The second type of goal I will call the communication and teaming skills. This is a little bit subtle, but it's also quite obvious because you will be working with not just your supervisor or advisor. You may be working with a team, including the graduate student and undergraduate student as well. And in this team, you will play different roles. That will means that you need to learn how to communicate with other team members, how to work together with them. So most of the time you will be working with the graduate students so that you can learn from them first and then you can contribute later on to certain aspects of the project. Okay, depending on how long your IU experience will last. Okay, the last one, which is often overlooked, is the other goals. For example, connections, references. I feel this can be really important too because you can make connection with the student in the team, make connection with other IU students if there are multiple of them in the team. And also is important is you can find the references. For example, you're going to apply for a graduate school, going to find a job later on, for example, or another intern, and you're going to find the references. It's not easy to find a good reference who know you well, who know your work, and you know your communication and teaming skills. And they can speak a lot about that for you. Okay? To speak up, the next question is how do we find a good host? Okay, the first one is there should be a good match between what you want to achieve and what they want to achieve. Okay, so it's important to know what they need and know your goal. And it's important there's a good match. That includes two things. Okay, the first one is the directions that you want to go. For example, if you're interested in the software and the lab or the professor or the whatever whoever you'll be working with, they should be interested in the software. They can help you, first of all. The second one is you also want to think about how you can help them. For example, they might looking for someone to help them develop some particular part of their project, or maybe they have a project with just training for the undergraduate students. So it depends on what they need. So it's better to know them really well. Let's go to the second bullet point, to get to know them really well. To know what the lab is about, the professor is about, what they're doing, what the strengths is in the team, so that you can actually fit in really well. The strengths will help you understand them better. The second one is you can learn more from their sides, okay? And also know their team. For example, how many students, how many undergraduate students, graduate students, what kind of composition of the team, and what the main works they've been working on. So you have idea about it. Once you get involved, what kind of role you will be playing in the team, okay? The last one to get started is, okay, you can start to contact potential, professors to ask about the opportunities, okay? I don't recommend you just give a cold call or call them because normally it's not a good starting point because they are pretty busy most of the time. So email is a good starting point. It's always important to write a good email, a professional email to them. I'll talk about this a little bit later on, but what is a professional email about? To send an email to ask about it, to introduce yourself, to ask about opportunities they might have. You may also mention a little bit about your knowledge about their lab and how you can fit in the team, especially if you know a little bit about the technical work they've been working on. And try to be concise as well because they may not have a lot of time to read a long email. And after sending the email, wait, okay, don't expect to get a response very quickly. However, it's okay to follow up in a week or two, for example, but be polite, be professional. And also prepare for the possible outcomes after you send an email. Okay, typically there will be like two kind of outcomes in general. One is rejection. For example, hey, thank you for your interest. There's no opportunity in my team right now. Okay. If you are still interested, what you could do is you could ask for a volunteer. In most of the cases, they might provide some support for you, the financial support for you. But if you ask for a volunteer, typically the barrier, you have less barrier because they don't have to pay you for that. Of course, it's still not like free because they won't take anyone because they also have limited time to train students. So you can ask for volunteer. Say, hey, can I volunteer in your lab to do A and B and C, and you'll be happy to learn before they can get you on. That's a good starting point if you get rejected. Okay, of course you can also choose to pick another host if you don't feel that's good. That's good. That's good to continue with the same group. Okay. The other option will be you probably get an email saying, hey, can we schedule time to have an interview? Then it's important for you to know what is the format, what's the time, what's the date, so you can prepare for that. Okay. I hope this gives you an idea about how you can get started if you're interested in getting experiences in research as an undergraduate student.